begin this hour in Morocco, where the number of people killed in a devastating earthquake has risen to more than 2,600. International rescue crews have joined the search to find more survivors. Communities in the Atlas Mountains, flattened by Friday's tremor, are struggling to find food, water and shelter. Today, Arise Chief Correspondent John Cookson reports from the quake's epicenter south of Marrakesh, where thousands are still missing, and hopes of finding anyone alive beneath their collapsed homes are fading fast.
The road to the Atlas Mountains is deceptively beautiful, so the shock of what lies beyond after last Friday's earthquake is even more profound. On this steep track, rescuers are hauling an excavator around impossible bends. Inevitably, it gets stuck. I'm on the road to a stricken village, but as you can see, the excavator is having to dig its way up the mountain pass to try to get to the stricken village. Conditions here are absolutely horrendous. Driver Chafik and I eventually reached the village of Tufgat. The mud brick houses here were no match for the cataclysm which struck this region. Whole families still remain buried in the ruins. These were once people's precious homes, their entire life, their family, people born in these houses, died in these houses in normal times, all disappeared, gone, lost forever. Some medical help is getting through, but it looks more like first aid than any serious treatment. And government-sponsored food deliveries have started for families spending their days and nights outdoors. It's basic, but it stops them from starving. But make no mistake, these mountain people are tough. This mother on her way to another village with much-needed blankets for the cold night ahead. You've lost family members, haven't you?
Yeah. I've lost my sister and her sons, and my sister. His sons is dead, and also all the area is going. Is dead.
Do you think that help is on the way?
A few people is alive.
Is help on the way? Are you getting help?
Oh, yeah.
We're getting help just
for food.
Association
Of another country. But the country is not helping us.
Yeah.
The government is not helping us.
What help do you need?
We need just some clothes. Some
clothes and the place for, because here is more the cold. We have
you need more clothes.
Yeah, and the place for
a place to stay.
Yeah, to stay, because we have children, and
we need,
you know.
We need some help to build them.
Because we have children and we have.
This is the wonder. It's going to be cold.
At night we have very cold.
It's very cold at night.
Very cold, yeah.
Hassan and his family watch as the digger we saw earlier swings into action. His parents are dead, he knows that, but at last he can give them a decent burial once they've been retrieved from the ruins. As I watch them dig for yet more bodies, what do I learn from this difficult trip? Well, first of all, the resilience of the Moroccan people, their spirit, despite what's happened, is absolutely incredible. And also the enormity, the scale of this catastrophic event that struck this region. How is the government, how is the rest of the world that's offered to help, how are they going to assist? Because the need here, by the living, forget the dead, nothing can help them. The need of the living is absolutely profound, because Morocco's pain is really severe. John Cookson, Arise News at Tufgat in Morocco.
John joins us live from there. Thank you so much, John. Good to see you. Well, experts do say that aftershocks will continue for weeks to come. But you talk about the resilience of the Moroccan people. Talk to us more about that.
It's been an extraordinary day for me to be up there in the mountain and to meet these people and their stoicism and strength of character is absolutely amazing. Don't forget, it was only 3 days ago that guy in the film lost his sister and her 2 children, and he just talks very matter-of-factly about that because what else can he do? I mean, help is on the way. It's trickling through, as you saw in that report. But tonight, all of those people that you saw in my film are sleeping outdoors in bitter cold in those mountains. Their tents have been provided and they do have blankets. But, how long this is going to go on for, who knows? They're getting some food and some medical supplies. But their determination to get through this was I really felt it, and it was quite extraordinary. And I would say that also extends to the whole of Morocco in the face of this tragedy, that it seems the whole country is getting behind the survivors and helping them through this trauma. On the way to the village, we saw trucks with bread that people had donated to take up into the mountains, and other resources, medical aid, tents, medical tents being set up, field hospitals close by. So it is happening, and the Moroccans are really rallying behind the emergency services to try to get some help to these mountain people who lost everything. The village that we went to may have existed for 1,000 years. Who knows? Probably it's gone. Where are these people going to live? How are they going to get by? They're farmers. They've lost their animals. It's a real terrible situation for those people, and they are in desperate need of help. But their strength of character really came through to me today.
Thinking of how long it would take for aid to reach most of the stricken villages, if you think about it.
Well, you saw in my report the difficulty rescuers have getting up they're mountain tracks, basically. They're not paved roads. And, I showed you one, but there are thousands in the area, hundreds of villages and small towns, all connected in this way. And so these have been covered in boulders and landslips since Friday. So they all have to be cleared out of the way. And that digger that they were taking up to the village, it had to excavate its way up the mountain to get to where it was meant to be. The ability of these people to adapt also is very extraordinary. But you can see from that one incident how difficult it is to get aid to the area. Charities and agencies such as the Red Crescent are getting through to villages and making assessments of what is needed, because you can't just shove electricity generators in and different types of food until you know what the people want. And in that village today, people were in need of clothes. So let's find some clothes for these people. So all of these things have to be done, and it's going to take time. And sadly, this earthquake is in the news now, but in a couple of days now, it's going to fade away from public attention. And then I suppose you could say the real work begins with the aid agencies and government bodies getting in there and helping these people, despite the fact as a news story, it slipped from the headlines.
John Cookson, you can say that again. That's the double tragedy of situations like this. Is there a sense that aid is coming? Is it swift? Where's aid coming from for these Moroccans?
Well, the Moroccans made an appeal for help, and they've accepted aid. I'm just checking the list now, from Spain, from Britain, from Bahrain, from the UAE, and from Qatar. Now, France offered help, and France, of course, is very close politically and culturally to this country because of past ties. but so far no aid is coming from France because of political meanderings at the moment. The Moroccans want the French to recognize Western Sahara as a Moroccan, and the French are not agreeing to that. So the French are kind of sidelined for political reasons at the moment. But aid from those countries I mentioned is starting to get in, especially the Spanish are already on the ground with soldiers and sniffer dogs to try to find survivors. Talking of survivors, I think the idea that anyone now has survived is very slim indeed. Although in these earthquake stories in the past, you get some people being rescued miraculously many days later. But from the evidence I saw on the ground in the village today, I can't see anyone being rescued from that particular village.
Yet again, let's do some form of prognosis, John. How do you see the crisis evolving from now anyway?
Well, helping the people who are homeless, of course, has to be a priority, not only in the mountains, but here in Marrakesh. I mean, tonight there are hundreds, perhaps thousands of families sleeping in the outdoors because their homes have collapsed or their homes are too safe to spend any time in. So they have to be catered for, and the city authorities here have to examine all of these houses to see how safe they are, because Morocco is susceptible to earth tremors, as we know, and looking around the city yesterday, I saw huge cracks in the walls and in roofs, and another tremor will bring the whole lot collapsing down again. So as far as Marrakesh city is concerned, huge problem there. Bigger problem in the mountains, where there are many more people in desperate need of urgent help. They've got to get generators up there, food, water, medical supplies, doctors, get the internet working, get the electricity working, and then deciding where are these people going to live in the future, because their villages, their homes have been completely destroyed.
It truly is a dire situation there. We can only wish the Moroccans all the best as they stay resilient, according to what you have said. John Cookson, Arise Chief International Correspondent, thank you so much for joining us.